Well, good afternoon. It's VindaCator here from iPlayMore. Quick reminder, subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. So we've had an extra day here, and you'll see why in a second here. So if you go to iPlayMore.com, make sure you sign up for our video game test of Thunder. Right on the homepage there's a little form there on the right side. You can put in your information. I'll let you know when we're beta testing. So I'm the game designer developer for a game called Thunder. Takes place right here. This is the Milky Way galaxy, and if you continue down the spiral arm of the Carina spiral arm, that's what I meant to say, from the sun where we are, if you're an Earthling, you can see the stellar jewel box nebula, NGC 3603. And this is the picture that NASA took some years ago. And this kept coming up. There's actually a whole bunch of different views of this. And I said, man, that's where our game has to take place. And so we put our little planet there, Planet Nebulous Prime. We'll just fly into it here. And then this is a concept visualization of what we're going to create. Starting with Bear Isle. And then we're going to move over to Azure. And then this is what it looks like when you are winning and taking territory. So a lot of games you'll win and lose in arena. Doesn't really mean much. Hello, Henrique. Thank you for the follow. All right, so not Henrique for the follow. Henrique's been following me, I think, for a while. So anyways, in our game, when you win and lose arenas, you take territory. And you can see here on Bear Isle, it's 12 over 12. It's a tie. So the kin have won 12, the brood have won 12, and it's neutral, open territory, ready for somebody to win. And so, and we'll probably do this with everything. So we had a professional map maker come in and make this. So this is before we even started working on the game. And so we made this up, and it turned out to be a very big thing. So this is what it looks like in the game from space. And so you can actually go up this high. I don't recommend it, but you can. And it's kind of amazing. And Henrique did a fantastic job on getting all of our sectors ready. Now, he didn't make all these, but the very first one there, that's a really old design that we kind of developed. And it's funny because one of our modelers a long time ago said, yeah, you should just start with a stick. And it's kind of funny because we already had that idea. And so that's kind of the common one. That's if you're a renter and you want to save money, you're going to just use that common one. It will do everything, but it won't be quite as efficient. If you're really into lightning, you can have the lightning one. You can have multiple ones. You're going to see today how it automatically changes as I change attacks, and it's based on the thrones that you place. That'll make a lot more sense as you watch me do it. And then we have the fire one, and so this is a modeler that isn't with us anymore, but he said, man, it would be great to have a dragon on there. I said, yeah. So he put a little dragon on there. Now we're going to animate it. So got some stories coming with that as well. Animation. And then, so this is the Ice Scepter. So that was concepted up by Luciano, and then Henrique did the modeling. And then the Storm Scepter, which came along with Suya. It's actually got her colors on it. So it's kind of a matching one to what she does. So there we go. And then we've got the icons. So this is, I don't think we've got this working this week, but basically the kin are going to have blue lightning. The brood will have red lightning. The kin will have blue fire, and the brood will have red fire. So you kind of know who's doing that. And then the storms and the ice are going to both be the same. So it's just kind of a little design thing I like to do, kind of mix things up. All right, so then this is the Brood Fortress from the top down, and at the front. And this is before we got our time to day in, and I gotta say, this new time of day is freaking gorgeous. I was putting in the color. So when you go in the water, it gets like darker. And I was looking at that portal sky that's out there. Oh my goodness! And it was like I'm down in this thing, and it's like deep purple. I'm like, oh my, that's beautiful. Anyways, I'm very happy with that. So here's the Brood throne, and you can see all the thrones are different heights, and it's like the Olympics. So first place, second place, third place, and then you get the ring around for the team. So it's a team-based thing. We haven't even tested that yet, so it's gonna be interesting to see how that works. And then there is the Brood icon. That's what you destroy to win the game. And then jumping over to the kin side, so this is top down. Sometimes you look at that, it doesn't even look like it's a game render. It looks like something else, like a painting or something. We don't have the grass in yet, so we have some interesting things. It turns out all the smoothing I did on the map, I thought I was going crazy. I'm like, man, I thought I smoothed this already. Turns out, yeah, it is unsmoothing every time we load the map. So anyways, we have a solution for that coming. We want to get that done, and then we'll do the grass. I think that's how it goes. Anyway, so here's the kin throne again. You see the 3 different heights. And behind the kin throne is the kin energy icon. That's the thing the Brood would destroy to win the game. And we have our energy pods, color energy pods. So we've got the one for the Agony, the one for the Rapid Impact, the Wolverine, the Hog, and then the Rare. And so all these images, this is because we're working on putting images into the HUD. So Henrique said, just go in and render them, take screenshots of them. So I was doing that, cutting them out by hand. I thought, man, the problem is the sky is not as good as it could be, and you put some lights on. And so I talked him into doing it, and then he found a way to make them look like this. And I'm like, wow, I am glad that I didn't do it. I'm glad that I did it and it didn't look as nice. So we'll probably do everything this way. We plan on doing a graphic novel and screenshots of our characters and stuff. This is how we'll do it. For all the still shots anyways. So, so we've got the claw, which is working better this week. I'll show you off that a little bit. We've got the Rapid Impact and the Agony. And we have the Wolverine and the Stingray, which is your red energy devices. And then we have the H2O, which is like a water gun, squirts. And it also, these rotate, and it also fires icicles. Now, this was a request many years ago. People were saying, man, it's hard to shoot that guy coming across really fast in the air. And people said, you need to have some sort of minigun. So that's what that is. And then the Hog. This is like my favorite. It isn't working the 100% the way that I like, but man, that was always my favorite beam weapon. I should say device. It's not a weapon. And then there's the rares. So there's the Oculus. And we came up with that word long before there was an Oculus when we were doing our first development. It's kind of funny how things change over time. It's got little effects that go there, but we don't have them in this image. And then the P-Res. Prismatic Resonator, I should say, or PR. This one's got 3 names. So then we got the shields. I got the dark, and on the other side is the light, or black and white, I guess. And then the red, the blue, and the rare, your core shield. Now, this is a very interesting way to do things. Most games have one shield type and a health type, and the problem with that, it makes the game really even, but when you have a new player and a experienced player playing together, it obviously puts the inexperienced player at a disadvantage. And we've changed that because the experienced player can now go black and white, red, blue, and take all those, get all the points, and the inexperienced player can just pick one, and then, of course, once you get through one, then you see the core shield. So our game doesn't have a meter above people. You don't have any idea how many shields they got. They could have lots, they could have little, but what you do see is what you get through one, then you see the core, so that's your encouragement to keep on going. Then we have power-ups. These are called ruckus in our game. So you have freedom. Freedom's ability to fly. Notch up, which fills up your shields and your energy. You have notability, which is 5 times damage. The most powerful power-up in any game that I know of. Even quad damage is not 4 times. It's like 2 point something. This is actually 5 times damage. And you can pick it up, wait, use it at a key moment. So it's not like you pick it up and it goes quad damage and everybody goes running and hides and then it runs out and then they come back out again. And then we have not with, which is invisibility. And then we have return, which is a fantastic way to get yourself out of a battle quickly. Or if you're in a pit, if you're in the pit and you come to a dead end or whatever, we put the return in there so you don't have to backtrack if it's available, if somebody hasn't picked it up already, and you can return to your supply, your home tree, which is behind your castle. That's where I'll spawn today. And then we have the pep, which is our drug in our game. It's just a speed. Everyone gives you 0.01. Is that right? 0.1? 0.01? Okay, I'm losing it. All right, so this is our HUD layout. Now, nobody will ever see this. This is where everything, there's a place for everything on the HUD, and that's what this is. And so you'll only see very little of this, and everything will fade in our game. We've got some things off the HUD, like the energy readout, so that's working now. And then I had to add in this whole idea about the sked. So that's when you lock a kingdom, a stronghold, an empire, a dynasty. The enemy team has to go find a thing. So this is the Brood HUD. So they have to find a kin icon. So they have to match this. So they would have to go visit all of the shrines. And every time you make a different, so when you go from a stronghold to a kingdom, it resets all those locks again. And you can do other things like hang out in a shrine and lock it. We won't go into that because that's coming later on. So. And then just the device select. I saw this years ago kind of as a circle, so this will rotate as you're changing your device. Throne energy is going to move over here. Pep will move over here. This is the new image. So we're going to slowly transform our HUD right now over to that. And then some cool things like you'll be able to look at your team. Now, it's cool because I was playing Quake last night, Quake Champions, and they've got this kind of a system. It's a little different because they're showing health and shield, but they got a similar system. It's a lot more difficult. I find this one's a lot simpler just to glance at and see where the condition of your team is. So, in fact, I think I only noticed that because we did it. So anyways, that's that. This is the kin version of the HUD. So what I wanted to do was have an image of the character looking at the front of them, because so many games, you know, it's third person from the back of the head, and it just, I don't know, who wants to look at the back of the head of their character? Some people do. So you can push G in our game and gesture and, you know, have a good look at your character. So for the kin, they're going to be looking for the Brood. When the Brood have a strong or a sked, stronghold, kingdom, empire, or a dynasty, then these are locks that the kin is going to get. So, and I just threw that on the HUD. That might be, maybe that's a bit big now that I'm looking at it, but and I just took the word that we used before, find. And then what we did is we put a whole bunch of information over on your inner arm, and that's what this looks like, this. And so this is when you push H, this is going to come to the front. And then if I clicked on this image, I would get that here. And then I could even make that full screen. So that's the marketplace. So, but this is how it'll look on the app. So trying to bring the idea of our app together with our game into one place. So that's what that's kind of about. So this is what level 1, hey Epic, this is what level 1 of our shrines look like. And so I put the icons over top. Henrik, he's since, I can't keep up, he's since updated the kin, so because the Brood is looking so shiny, so I said, oh, the kin's kind of lacking now, so I used to change that too. So this is level 1. So when you create strongholds, kingdoms, empires, and dynasties, this is what the locks are going to look like. And then there's going to be level 2, level 3, which we haven't worked on yet, but we'll get to that. Our requirement doc. So we've got people bidding on development. So we've got outside studios going to help us out with the development, so we don't have to do it all in-house. You know, it's hard to hire enough people and stuff, and all that kind of thing. And our Discord channel now. Oh, I don't know. I guess I could talk about this. So I get this message from DeWan. He's like, man, he says, wherever you're promoting that Discord link, he says, I've undid them all. Because we have, I'm just going to say bots coming into our channel. They're not good bots or bad bots. And so I guess they were coming off this. So their Discord link has changed. And that's our new image of mana, as you can see. And then I thought, man, it needs a reflection, so I put a reflection there. But you can earn mana by being active in our Discord. So there you go. All right. So those are some pretty damn good-looking boots there. I think they belong to this guy. So this is a very early stage render. It's not even full. It's kind of a last-minute thing that we pulled out just for today. In fact, I moved my stream to Sunday for this image. And ignore the face. We still got to work on that. The hair is just a placeholder. We don't do hair that way. It will be done differently in the Unreal Engine. But the cool thing about our game is that you can buy a package of this gear. It's going to be a limited edition. You can only get it for about 6 weeks, and then it goes away. And then the only way to get this is to buy it from other players, which is a really cool twist on the whole thing. That's a cool thing about our game. It's the only game that I know of that you'll be able to play absolutely for free. You can use this gear. Somebody else has paid for it. You can use it, or you can purchase it and sell it for a profit. And that's that. So go to iPlayMore.com, sign up for a video game test. I did go and check that today to make sure that was working. I know that Michael said that the pop-up wasn't working. No, it's not. But you can go to the homepage there and enter your information. And then it told me I was already signed up. So it's working. All right, let's turn my camera on. Wave hello. You can see my blue blocking glasses. They are blocking the blue, but obviously you can see the blue's being reflected back. So you're getting the blue. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so now I got to find the game. It's always way further away. We've got time of day happening. All right. So, and you think that I've tested this 100 times? No, I have. I haven't tested this at all. I mean, I tested it and it worked earlier. And I know I have to go Brood. And I know I have to go Uriel. So this is our new character select system here. Oh, there he is. We still... Oh, Michael, I was going to ask you if you could change that just to description. You've got basic description. Just make it simple. Just description. I'm not sure why we need that. Do we need that? Player Brood? Up there? Probably not. So let's spawn. The reason I'm picking this guy is because when I walk, my camera doesn't go into him. So there are a couple things to clean up. He says, that's the name. Character name. It says Brood. It's not a character name. Alright, so that is a Brood shrine with a kin effect on it. So I've never noticed that was broken before, but alright. So I gotta go visit that and fix that. It's the nice thing about these videos is I can watch them later and go, oh yeah. Oh boy, that guy can jump. I feel like I'm a monster. It's the first time playing this. So what we've done is, because our characters are taking a bit of time. Look at the size of his hands. Because his characters are taking a bit of time. Here, I'm going to show you what this guy looks like. We've just put in...
Prince of Thunder.
I'm not sure what's happening with his arm there. See, it looks right from there. Oh, there's the sun. Something really funky happening there. Oh, yeah, on both of them. Oh, my God. Anyways, we're using the Paragon placeholders. Epic released them for free. They stopped making Paragon. And so they released the characters. And so we've put them in as placeholders. Now, here's the interesting story. So you saw Zachariel, or Zach for short. And, gee, what happened? Zorn was gone for 3 months. Well, it turns out the military police came and knocked on his door. He was not even aware of it. He didn't get the letter. Oh, yes. All right. That was pretty exciting. I hit that exactly right. Michael says, whoa, I even fixed that. Somehow those fixes didn't get through. But you're right, the game does, speed of the game does feel different with the bigger characters. Anyways, so we've put the Paragon characters in here as placeholders. So yeah, so Zoran got taken away by the military police, couldn't even let us know, was trained as a soldier in Serbia, and disobeyed his, because he kept trying to get out. Oh, there's no message here. All right, so I'm the king. Again, there's no, this is multiplayer game. There's no bad guys trying to. I'm just playing backwards because otherwise the camera is going into the heads. And this is the only character that's not happening. Typically, test 8 characters and the 8th one is the one I have to play. Anyways, this just came in today, so and it wasn't even working. I was crashing the desktop. So we're all right, so I've created an empire. So all that means is I've captured my own throne. I've taken 2 throne strikes. You can see I've got 5 right now, 6 to the central fountain, created a stronghold. I took the enemy throne, which made me the king because I have this highest score. And that can change. High scores can change. And then I came back home to create an empire. 8 minutes from now to declare a dynasty. Oh yeah, the declarations aren't working. So, oh yeah, there's something else I had to do too. So our newest programmer is Ken Hoke, and I had to think about how to say his name. I can say it now, yay! And he's been doing a fantastic job, but I'm hoping that he'll watch this video because you can see that all the announcements that we had tested and are working on the kin side are different on the brood. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So it looks like throne placement is connected to characters. So I don't... Yeah, I didn't test this. Alright, so we can't do any throne placement today, which is really sad. So, yeah. So, Michael, again, so this is the reason why we don't do last-minute changes, but I really wanted to show off what you were doing, so... Yeah, so that makes sense. So all that stuff is tied to a character. I can't go to Suey House. She's got no animation. All right, so let's just talk about what's happening here. So this is just a placeholder. Again, yeah, so it looks like there's brood and kin on everything. Oh, I got to fix all this. I'm sorry, I didn't notice that. I just don't have a lot of time. It looks like we have a texture streaming issue that has showed up with all of our characters that we have in here now. That should go away, but I just ran out of time before the stream here. Oh, and the other thing that happened is somehow I had Bear Isle loaded, but somehow it wasn't loaded, and then it wanted to check out all the characters, because the icons, and then I had to load Bear Isle. I'm like, oh my goodness, I got a stream. So, I don't know, somehow that got changed. Casey mentioned something, so maybe. So anyways, our new lead programmer is Casey. He's doing some part-time work with us until... I'm just going to go over here and take a look. I got a feeling... Yeah, we've got no throne placement abilities here. Alright, well, let's just go look around. So, we're going to go into the pit. So, Anthony, our new level designer, has been putting in some stuff. So, these are just placeholders. So, we need to create some models. But he just wanted to create some glow so you could walk through the pit. Those are glowworms up there. This is where we have to put the door. Wasn't that interesting? I haven't even looked at this yet. I'm terrible. So again, I think that's supposed to be modeled, or maybe that's just Well, that's just a blown up version of one of our mushrooms. That's what it is. But that probably shouldn't be. You see, for the little one, I just put the crosses on the bottom, across the textures. So that probably should be changed. So this is where you come to pick up some rare items. Another thing we got to get working is the pickup sounds. For some reason, they work in single player, but not multiplayer. Oh, talking about putting in some fake doors, I think we should put a fake door here. That would be a great place to shoot the door, and then you come in here, and all you get is a shield. You're like, what? That's my only surprise? Oh, there's Casey. Welcome to the stream. Casey, did you unload my Bear Isle map? I know, I got this supercomputer that's really fast. I don't have to worry about it. It loads everything really quickly. Alright. Oh, there's the rock. The reason I'm looking for this rock is we're going to show. I think Anthony removed my rocks from here. I had some rocks in here. The most important rock is that one because it tells me where I am. So we're going to just escape the pit this way. Now there are other ways. Obviously, you can take that path that goes around the outside. You could also take that. These are two separate paths. So there's a brood path, kin path, and they never the twine shall meet. So they kind of go. They are above each other, I guess is the way to say it. And that's a real world. There was a building I lived in years ago, and the escape stairwells in the middle of the building. If you went in one side and the other side, they were completely different. And I just love that idea. Because we would play hide and seek in there. This is years ago. And it was cool because it was just a cool way to hide. Because you wouldn't meet somebody in the stairwell. So I see what he's done. He's put these everywhere. So you kind of always see where the next corner is. Uh-oh. What is going on here? Now this is again just a placeholder. I've been talking about this for a long time. So I am underneath the Brood volcano. Oh, his wing is going through the roof. So I would suggest moving him just this way a little bit. I didn't notice that before. That's a nice little dragon, eh? Anyways, the whole idea here, this is just a foreshadow to the game. And what we're going to have here is a sleeping dragon. And then when you shoot him, when you shoot the sleeping dragon, he's going to be like a cat or a dog. It's going to get up and go round and around. So again, this is going to be a place that you're going to shoot. Going to be some rare things inside here. Right now he's just standing there making me nervous. So I'm going to leave. So I think we've got to unload the pit from the main map so that we can disconnect the skylight from it. And then this shouldn't be green grass over here. Looks good, though. Anthony's doing a great job. Well, I got to say sorry to Kang because I would really like to show off his work that he's done. And I'm not sure how to do that with us doing this last minute change. So I'm going to just run through the map. Let's go show off. Let's go show off the power-ups. So in our game, this is just some game design stuff. It's just kind of written in the game design document that the characters, because we used to just have them spawn, on a plate like this, and they would just, the power-ups would just show up, and then you always knew where they were. They always show up in the same place. And the design document this time said what would happen is that the players would gesture. Now, this is just my little test place for this. This is going to happen all over the map, randomized. We have to figure out how to do all that. And so when you push G, I'd like the camera to... Man, this guy's massive. I'd like the camera to kind of pan around like this. Oh man, his hands are bad. And so you're going to have 16 on 16 players, and everybody's going to be gesturing. Your character's going to do some animation. Now that's kind of a cool thing because we're going to figure that out. There's actually more models that come with that. But anyways, let's just talk about dancing right now because that's something that we don't have to worry about other models. So you're going to get one of these, and so your character's going to dance or whatever. It's kind of a cool thing that you can do while you're on the throne. You can see what's happening here as I'm doing this. There we go. Then the power-ups show up. Now they're all just spawning in a clump here. This is just really roughed in code. So you have your ability to fly, freedom. You have return. So those are 2 power-ups that you're going to actually go find. But the ones that are going to be random are the notch up. That's the fills up your shields and your energy. Your not with, so your invisibility. And then your notability, which is 5 times damage. So that will spawn. You're going to have to go off the beaten path to find those kind of things. And it's just nice to have that concept working for show and tell. So, all right, well, I guess if I can't show throne placement, man, it's sad because we've got it all worked out where you could actually place thrones completely across the map. And, oh, you know what? I don't even think, well, maybe in 8 minutes I'll get a dynasty. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't think that's even working. All that stuff's kind of changed, so. It's interesting with programming because sometimes you have one programmer stepping on the toes of another one, so isn't the first time. So what I'm going to do, so the way our game takes place is there's a central arena and trees that stop you. There's a central arena, and that's what I've been going through. So the kin on the other side and the brood over here. But there's also all of this other map. So what do you do with all this extra map? So the ideas were, well, we could put another arena. And so that's certainly something that we could look at. And then one of my programmers said to me, he says, like, well, this is a very different game. He says, you got to teach it to people. And kind of what he was getting at was, creating a training level. I hate those. Absolutely detest. Like, why do we spend months working on a training level? Nobody's going to want to go through maybe a couple people to learn a couple things. And so what I did is I said, well, you know what? Let's take all of this extra map. Let's create some quests. So you're going to get a quest, a notice for a quest. And then when you go for a walk, now I'm outside the arena, so my shields would fade away. I don't need them anymore. I am taken out of the roster. I'm not playing a game anymore. When you come down into these areas, hear the music, and here's where you're going to learn about shields. Now, these aren't pickups. You can't pick any of this up. This is just all about learning. And that's where you're going to learn about shields and all that kind of stuff. So you got a whole bunch of those places all over the map. Now, all this isn't done. Anthony's going to... I shouldn't say... Anthony's going to do all this. No. He's going to help. All right, so here you're going to learn about the story. So what I'm thinking is that NPCs will have like a magnet. And so in the evening, when the sun goes down, which it's not, but in the evening, they'll be drawn here. One of them will tell the story from their point of view. And then that's just an image of the novel there. Henrique worked on that. Thank you. There is our hummingbird. Not animated yet. On a sunflower. That could be a mission too. Could be a quest. So it looks like the sun is going down in the sky. This should be where it's setting. So we'll find out. So you don't have to memorize these things. You'll just get quests to go to these. And down here, there'll be an NPC. He does look really small, eh? And there'll be a quest, but even this looks small. Look how small the clock. I'm a freaking monster. Look at me. I'm a monster, man. Anyways, nice to have the placeholder character. So, yeah, when Zoran got got abducted by the military police in Serbia. He wasn't able to tell anybody, so I was like, man, this guy disappears sometimes, but he always comes back. But yeah, he did. So here's where you're going to learn about thrones. So that's what I should have been able to do today was place some thrones. Again, I'm sorry that we broke your code. At least it's all still there and all still working, but yeah, we didn't realize that when we added the characters. Here you get to learn about throne energy, elemental throne energy. So you see in my left hand is a scepter, my twisted left wrist. And you have to place the throne to make that work. And I was going to show that today, and we have that working really well. In fact, I went all the way across the map in testing, and it looked fantastic. And then I got a dominations declaration when I got close to the enemy icon. It's a feature. Anyway, why am I walking when I can use recoil? And we got to get all these devices working. That's, you know, this really should be the first thing we did, but it's not. All right. So here's where you learn about SCED. What is SCED? Well, that's strongholds. Whoops. Kingdom. Empires. And dynasty. Now we got a whole bunch of that stuff. I kind of feel like I'm doing the same thing I always do. Future habit, I guess. Oh, and there's a couple other things. I guess there's some things that are so early I really shouldn't talk about them. But do you think I can help myself? So anyways, here's the kin's crown. So when you're crowned king as a kin, that's the crown you're gonna get. And I'm just repeating those sounds because I don't know how to make them trigger when I show up. And I put a delay on them, but it sounds like they're still... The delays are really weird in Unreal. So they're going to learn about usurping. There's a throne there. I'm just going to keep going. And we got to get the sound to stay with you. It's just shooting in 3D space, and then as I move past it, it disappears really quick, which is fine for the projectile sound. Anyways, it's just not done yet. Week by week, we're getting there a little bit. How did I miss this? Like, why is there a kin? Michael changed all that stuff, so. But there's no brood on this one. Anyway, so we got some more letters into the game. There we go. So you can learn about that. And that's just learning. That's not a lock. You learn about the locking it. Oh, here we're coming into the nighttime. So here's the other comment I want to make. Look how bright the brood force field is. It is overwhelmingly bright. And the kin is not. So we need some balance there. Oh yes, look at the size of the moon. I love that. We'll probably be updating those images because this does not take place on Earth. So we'll probably be updating those images. Oh, it's got the I dropped my stuff. Suyel's little standby animation. So anyways, yeah, gonna come here and unlock stuff. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to change the moon. Gonna have to get an artist to make our own kind of moon. Now the other thing I got done, which is probably not a good time to show this, I don't got the physics in the river yet, but when you go down in the river, see how it gets real dark, which is a bad time to show. Show some more secrets here. So behind the waterfall. Now the cool thing about our game is, other than me being totally lost, the pit still gets me. The other cool thing about our game... Oh, I got turned around. I think Anthony forgot to put some mushrooms here. Jesus, this is really dark. Oh, no, that's a power up. Yeah, I don't think he did that one. So there's a little note for Anthony there. So that's on this path that goes around and around and around. Yeah, wow, the pit is a lot darker. I'm just going to jump off of here. It's also got physics and... Oh, this guy's camera doesn't even go under the water. So you just use your recoil device. Oh, because the sun is so dark out front. That's why it's so dark in here. I get it. Okay, so that goes... Trying to figure out where I am and what's going on here. Yeah, so the is that that mushroom's floating? That mushroom is floating, Anthony. It's so funny because his nickname is Tone, and I thought, man, he must have something to do with music. No, he's Tony. His nickname is Tone. That'll make sense. Well, we got to put some lighting in the pit. But see, because we work when it's day out, because whenever I work on the game, the time of day isn't running until you play. And then nobody plays as long as I do. And so we don't discover these things. So I'll admit that I'm a little lost here. But the emissive is sure helping me understand where to go. But yeah, whoa! Whatever's going on there was a big no-no. That shouldn't be happening. Oh, that's because of the new characters. Yeah, see? My camera is going outside of the... That shouldn't be happening. Okay, I don't know if I'm going the right way or not. I'm turned around now. Oh, I'm going the right way. Because it's music. All right. So here we are. So I just wanted to show that we've got locks happening in the pit. I don't know why the kin is on there. I'm going to have to fix that. Pick up a return. Push my over arrow. So now I'm on the return. Check out your inventory here if you wanted to. We don't have that working yet. So I'm just going to push enter. And I'm immediately put back at my supply. Getting a little creepy, yeah. So only the brood can enter this. So yeah, that's way too bright, guys. Oh, that bug is back again. Uh-oh. I'm stuck here or something. Uh-oh. That might be it for today. I think I found a new bug. Anyways, okay, I'm going to get out of there. I don't know what was going on there. It was like I was shooting my device and respawning. Let's just try it again. Yeah. It's respawning me. So that's a new bug. Attack of the bugs. Yeah, if there's a bug in the game, I will find it. Oh, there's a snake there too. So, night sky's looking good. Yeah, see, that's way too bright. Oh, man, I can't even move out of here. I'm stuck. So I'm going to just push the exit. So there we go. There's the map. We got culling working. So as you go up in the air. Now, I'd like to know what is happening with... Why does our ocean have those patchy things? See, somebody is fooling around with the ocean over there. But what is this? Why do we have all these squares now in the ocean? That's something new. I'm not sure what that is. Is that from the time of day, or I don't know. So a couple more training things going on here. So here. Oh, you can't see. Oh, and things aren't turning. Let's just forget that. Anyways, that's where you're going to learn about the marketplace, learn about the devices, learn about freedom. So again, we learned the lesson, Michael. Don't make last-minute changes. And I just didn't have time to test everything. So I just naturally thought that all the code that we did and tested all week was going to work. But no, and I can't even spawn into an old character because that doesn't exist anymore. So anyways, we'll get it sorted out for next week. We'll have those two things working together. So poor Kang, he's going to be like, man, two weeks in a row where my stuff didn't work. But anyways, we'll get it sorted out. I did do a stream last Sunday. I did a disastrous stream last Saturday where nothing worked. So, but that's to be expected, early stage. So we're only a couple years into this, but very part-time, unfunded. And so we got about 3 years to go. And I'm working on budgets and stuff like that. But that's all going well. But yeah, so I got all this done. So you step into the water. It's nice and dark. And then I came up with an idea. Now, I don't know. I've got to talk to the programmers about this. But I was thinking of making a sound that sounds muffled like you're underwater. And then the river sound up above. And then taking this smaller area, which means I got to do a lot more audio. But that's a way we could do that. We might be able to do that with programming, too. That's what I originally thought. But then I thought of a way that I could do it as a sound designer. Because I do sound design as well. But anyways, all the rivers are done. I don't have physics in them, but I do have this. And it's nice, and your head comes out of the water. So that takes a long time. That's the hard work. Physics will be a little easier to do. And then they got to do the lava. Physics on the lava. So all that will be happening. Anyways, so that's it for this week. Our update. Sorry about not being able to show the awesome throne powers and the scepter work and stuff. That's all new. That didn't exist in our first game. And so we're trying to break new ground. But I got to say that although there's one thing about Prince of Thunder, the original prototype, is it was multiplayer from day one, because that's what we did. And that's what we missed with this guy, is we still are not doing multiplayer. So next week, we're going to probably do some tests now that we've got these characters in. But we got to do some fixing. And then we'll try to get some multiplayer stuff happening. And then, well, okay, I got to meet with Casey first before I start saying any and thens. Because there's some things. But anyways, we got to figure out why those dark blue squarey patches are out there. That's really weird. But look at that purple sky, eh? And then you step into the water. And it's just like, oh my goodness, that's purple. So, epic. Michael says he's going to whip me later after seeing all of those bugs. Yeah. So, okay. So, have we learned our lesson, Michael? No more last-minute updates. I really wanted to show off your stuff because this is really cool. So, when I push Alt-P, and I push Kin, so now we've got all our characters. So that's an old version in the Mosh. We don't have a new model for him. That's a concept image for Tally. Old concept image for Umbiel. And updated concept image for Zach. This is the image, though, that I showed you of the 3D model that's coming with the gear and stuff. So Michael says, I will just drop everything on stream day. So that's nice. I can go back to this menu now. I can go to Brood. So we got Atheron. So this is the 3D model from our first Prince of Thunder game. So he's got to be rebuilt. Suiel, so that's the new concept image. Flatus, so that's the new concept image. And then Uriel, that's the new concept image. So that's great. That's great. Now how do I get out of this? Escape? Yes. That's the first time I ever did that. Oh, and so I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking, guys, although it's kind of going to probably be expensive, but I was thinking that the very first thing that we should get done are these trees, because that's just a placeholder right there on both sides. I've just made some really big trees, but this is supposed to be a supply tree. And how it's supposed to work is that if you're a new player, you can't get up top here. It's difficult without picking up freedom and flying and stuff like that. And then here, so you remember Avatar? Remember how they went inside the tree? I want to go inside the tree, but it's not good. So they go inside, and then I want to have a supply room up top there. So that's the idea. So we still got to work it out. But that's what I'm thinking, guys, is if we're going to hire somebody out, we're going to do something. You know, it's all these different models we could make, but I'm thinking we got to get these trees done, because that's the last kind of remaining thing. The characters, of course, are important, but we can get that done later. But those home trees need to be redone. So, all right. So I think I said everything I need to say. Just going to go look at my mountaintop mist here. Oh, I got to get the snow in here too. Anyways, I had some samples of some snow, and there's guys that are making snow actually build up as it snows. More snow builds up. So, anyways, I guess you can just go on and on forever. That's not really gameplay stuff though. And Henrique said this bridge was too big. I don't know. Are we changing that still? I think it's fine. Somehow it got doubled in size than it should be, and it made me make really wide paths. So I'm glad that I'm not only to blame for that. Anyways, I got all that stuff sorted out. So let's leave it there. I'm just yapping. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. So it's VindaCator saying thanks for watching. Let's just go back over here. So make sure to go to iPlayMore.com, sign up for our video game test, and like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, ring the bell, all that stuff. And we will see you next week. We'll go back to Saturday at 3. But we wanted to go today to get this image. And then poor Zoran's computer was crashing because he doesn't have enough room because he's doing all this work for us. And then he put the wrong boots on. And so he re-rendered the boots. But that's what we waited for today. Oh, and then we waited for today. Well, Michael got the extra day. He didn't ask me to put the characters in. So anyways, that's that. So I am